What's good, YouTube? It's the Casual Gamer here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about patch 2.0 for NBA 2K26. Yes, there are a lot of people upset after this patch, but it's funny because it seems like it was a lot of people upset before the patch 2. 2K community just could never be satisfied. That's just what it is at this point. But as you can see right here, I got the patch notes up, and today we're going to be focusing on all the gameplay adjustments and all the gameplay changes. So a lot of the first half of this video will be kind of focused on the offensive and shooting changes, and the second half of the video, which might actually be a little more lengthy, we're going to be focusing on the defense, because that's where I see a lot of the discourse at right now. A lot of people are complaining that body bump steals are way too overpowered, but I have a lot of footage from last night, a lot of clips that I got of just the body bump steals that I was getting last night, the first night of the patch. So we're just going to go through those and analyze them, slow them down, and just see exactly what we're looking at, because you kind of got to treat it like shot contests. And I like how Mike Wayne did reply early in season 1, kind of just trying to explain shot contests. Like, sometimes it might look like you're getting a contest, but you're not. And actually they fixed that. They fixed a lot of those ghost contests inside of this patch. But yeah, we're going to get to that in the second half of the video. So if you are here for defense stuff, go ahead and skip to the second half of the video, because we are about to go in pretty detailed on defense. Alright, but first things first, let's go through these patch notes. So gameplay, adjusted shot contest logic to reduce inappropriately high cover. That's just what we were talking about, the ghost contest. So yeah, they worked on the ghost contest, just determining what's a contest and what's not showing a percentage of contest if you're not actually contesting. So a lot of those 5 or 10% contests that might not actually be contests that you get, you might not see yourself getting those anymore. They got rid of random button alley-oop for all the casual modes. I'm sure a lot of you dunkers are excited about that. Increase the difficulty of making pull-up fadeaway jump shot based on community feedback. I like how they threw that in there, based on community feedback, because now the same community is complaining. They want their pull-up rhythm tempo fades back already. It hasn't even been 24 hours. Improved reliability when it comes to rhythm shooting. I don't know, man. Maybe I gotta try today. I think they did another patch on rhythm shooting, because last night I still was struggling with registering my rhythm shooting every time I shot it. Like, it just doesn't work every time I do it. I don't know if it's just my shot, my motion style. I know a lot of things play into factor with that, but I did not feel a difference in that last night. But maybe today, because they said that they did take the hitch out that they added. What's next? They tightened up the rhythm shooting windows, meaning the windows are a little smaller. Definitely saw that, especially on the phase, bro. Like that rhythm, the green window on the rhythm phase now is so tiny, and I respect it. Added more reliable ball collision detection when dribbling into defenders and during blitz steal attempts. Yes, you guys, second half of the video, we're going to be focusing heavy on that. Replace behind the back escape in normal dribble package. Ball handlers can now cancel standing in and outs, and some retreat sizes have been changed to hesitation move. Unwanted behind the back escapes are no longer triggered when trying to step back. You know, for a lot of people complaining about these body bump steals, it seems like they did a lot of ball handle work too, that we should probably be paying more attention to. Several improvements have been made to body ups for better reliability, improved 3-second violation logic. All right, let's talk about temp fading. I got on NBA 2K26 last night, early into the patch dropping, and you know, I went straight to the park just because I had to see it for myself. And I kid you guys not, I think my first 3 games, I did not see one temp fade go in. I think I only saw about 2 attempts. I saw all these point guards who made their builds to be able to play this type of meta just be completely lost. They don't know how to rhythm shoot standing still. It was just, honestly, as a button shooter and an older 2K player, it was just lovely to see. But let's talk about it though, because I do see a lot of people are upset about this patch, and which I'm surprised about, because it was the biggest complaint on the game. Everybody was hiding behind screens and just playing this one style, was just hiding behind a screen until you could get enough space to go into your tempo fade. And it just, yeah, that's pretty much what season 1 was. So I think that we could all agree this was one of the most complained about things just in season 1, this play style, how overpowered tempo fades were. But there's also another side, and this is where the 2K community is never in unison, because I don't play like that, and I post my clips on TikTok, and my play style is kind of more catered to this update, honestly. I take a lot of standstill shots, I'm a button shooter, blah, 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 all of that. When people see my clips, I get a lot of hate because it's not the most entertaining playing style. So then I'm like, so you guys want me to play the way that everybody else is playing, the same way that everybody is complaining that everybody plays like. So it's like the 2K could never satisfy everybody, pretty much what I'm saying. And it's like every game is pretty much like that, but I feel like 2K more than ever, you're just never going to satisfy this community. So you have to find some type of middle ground. And I feel like they found it. But yeah, let's talk about why people are complaining about this. The reality is, as you can see in these clips that I'm showing, people have to relearn to play this game a different way. So right now what we're seeing is just an overreaction from a lot of these players who just simply have to adjust the same way that they adjusted to the play style in Season 1. A lot of people came on this game and were completely against rhythm shooting, tempo shooting, and all that, but everybody ended up doing it. Now, rhythm shooting and tempo shooting are still there. You guys just have to relearn how to utilize it. There are a lot of complaints about how small the green window are now on the fades, and that's how it's supposed to be because a fadeaway jump shot is just not as easy as a standstill shot. There's just no world. I don't care if it's a video game. And that's the problem that I have with the 2K community right now too. You guys are willing to, it's a video game, this game to death pretty much. For lack of better terms, you guys are willing to just keep saying, it's a video game, it's not real basketball, this game to death. Okay, yes, it's a video game, but like I've said in the past, it's still a basketball video game. At what point do we draw the line? So if people are able to make one-hand half-court heaves, it's just a video game. You see, like you guys, we have to draw the line somewhere. So I think it's completely fair that they're drawing the line in a basketball game to cut back on the fadeaways, because at the end of the day, you're not supposed to have more fadeaways inside of a game than you see normal shots. That's just not how basketball is supposed to work. And shooting a fadeaway, like I said, is just not as easy as shooting a standstill jump shot. So yes, we shouldn't be seeing more fades. That's not what we want to look back on when we look at 2K26. We don't want to look back at it as the game where everybody was just fading away. Because this game has a lot of elements to it. It's way more than that. This game has a lot to it. So I think them nerfing this temp fade is a W at the end of the day, because we're going to see a lot more of what this game has to offer outside of that, outside of everybody just playing. You don't want 90% of your player base playing one game, because where's the fun in that? Like I said, you guys, it's a video game, right? You guys want to have fun. What's fun about coming on the game and watching everybody play one style? Now, if this style actually took skill, then we're not even here right now, and it's a whole different conversation. The problem is that this style of play did not require much skill, and I'm going to go back. You guys know I'm always good for a good Call of Duty comparison. So back in 2009, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out. This was on, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So when Modern Warfare 2 came out, OG Modern Warfare 2 2009, not that 2019 bullshit. So when this game came out, it had a very big problem. Actually, it's not talked about because we do say it's one of the greatest Call of Duties of all time, but we don't talk about how much problems this game had through the whole cycle, and especially when it first came out, the game had a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, and just a lot of yada, yada, yada. But one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest bugs they had in that game when it first launched was the strength of a secondary weapon. It was called the Model 1887. It was 2 shotguns, dual wield. It was just way too overpowered. I compared temp fading in NBA 2K26 to the Model 1887 in 2009 on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Everybody knew how overpowered these models were. And it got to a point where even if you didn't want to use them, you had to use them, because like you have to do in 2K this year, like with temp fading in Season 1, if you can't beat them, join them. You'll see in my clips, I started to shoot rhythm shooting and temp fading just a little bit, because I was getting to a point where it was like, all right, if they're not going to do anything about this, let me just start playing this way. But what's funny is when I start posting clips of myself temp fading, then there comes the no skill comments, and I'm like, yeah, I know this takes no skill, but if it's what everybody else is doing, if you can't beat them, join them. That's just the point that I was getting to, the same point that everybody had to get to on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in 2009 when it came to these Model 1887. It was to a point you were at a disadvantage if you tried to use any other secondary weapon and didn't have those on. But like a good game is supposed to do, and just like 2K just did right now, they fixed it. They patched the Model 1887. They nerfed it just like they just nerfed tempo fading, because at the end of the day, the devs did what they were supposed to do. They saw something inside their game that didn't take much skill, or that was being exploited or overused, and they made the proper adjustment, and that adjustment was nerfing it. That's what they're supposed to do. Because again, like you guys like to say, it's a video game. And as you can see, Call of Duty is not a sports game, but they did what a video game is supposed to do. When something is being overused, exploited, or just doesn't take much skill and everybody's doing it, you're supposed to change it. Especially when you know that your game has so much more to offer. And I could stay on Call of Duty with this one. If they didn't patch those Model 1887s, then we would not have known how good the SPAS 12 was. We would not have known how good the AA12 was, because you had to be using the Model 1887 just to compete with everybody else who was using them. All right, y'all, I swear I will not bring up Call of Duty again on you guys. So yeah, all in all, I'm giving 2K a big W for nerfing FaZe finally. And also just seeing what the community was saying in general through the season and making the adjustment right at the top of the next season. Because I think it's safe to say that a majority of us in the community were definitely asking for something to be done about tempo FaZe. All right, now staying on the offensive end of things, they did say that they slightly tightened the green window for rhythm shooting in general, like just non-FaZe, just regular shots. I don't think that's going to be a problem for you guys. Honestly, I think people who are already just rhythm shooting regular shots, majority haven't had a problem with the tightening of the green window. I think the people that are struggling right now are the people who strictly relied on tempo shooting. So yeah, I don't know. I think rhythm shooting is still how they want us to shoot, so it's just going to be a matter of time getting into the season and people learning how to actually rhythm shoot without having to rely on just tempo fade. But once people do learn how to rhythm shoot, that's where it's going to get scary. So yeah, I would say take advantage right now while nobody really knows how to stand still rhythm shoot. You could get a lot of dubs right now in the park just off of that, but people are going to learn just like they learn how to tempo fade. Like people are going to learn how powerful rhythm shooting alone is. What I don't see in this gameplay, because I think a lot of people are just saying this now because they're having to try to button shoot because they haven't been button shooting or just regular shooting this whole time. They're saying button shooting feels easier. As somebody who's just mainly a button shooter, I don't think it feels any easier. Honestly, it just feels like how it felt. I think you got to just now realizing how easy button shooting has been this whole time, just like you guys are going to see how easy regular rhythm shooting is the whole time. Again, this is why they had to nerf temp fade, because you guys were just missing out on elements of the game that are also there. But yeah, more than ever this year, I don't think you could go wrong with rhythm shooting or button shooting. I think both are actually, despite what people are saying, I think both are pretty equal this year, and it's really just preference. All right, now it's time to get into the hot topic of the patch, the defense, the bump steals, all of that. So I'm going to spend less time talking and we're going to spend more time just breaking down actual footage. So again, we want to see what's actually going on here before we jump to say that bump steals are overpowered. Let's take a look at this first clip here. He's dribbling. I'm getting him on the body, cutting him off like I should be doing. He tries to switch hands, loses the ball. This is what you guys are complaining about. He tried to switch hands while a defender's on him, so he lost the ball. Same thing right there. He dribbles right off my foot. See, you guys are calling these body bumps, but this is why we got to slow it down. Right there again, dribbles off my foot. These aren't even body bumps. This is just bad offense. Look, tries to do a cross with a defender right in front of him. You can't do that. I don't even have to click the steal button. This is how it's supposed to be. Here we go right here. Tries to cross again with me right in front of him. You can't just do that. This is what you guys are complaining about. These aren't body bumps. Right there, dribbles right into me. In my opinion, and what I'm seeing from a lot of these big streamers, you guys are way too picky. 2K has literally got to a point where we're just able to pretty easily walk down and shoot from half court with no problem and make the shot. That's how arcadish the game has got. And honestly, that's exactly what a lot of us wanted, including me. I love where shooting is at in 2K right now. But if shooting in general is going to be strong as it has been for the last few years, then you have to have some type of balance. So no, I'm sorry that you can't spam dribbles right in front of somebody while they sit there and watch you. Like I said earlier, you guys are literally willing to, it's just a video game, this game to death. Like, you can't just use it's a video game as an excuse for everything when it comes to a basketball video game. Because again, where does the line get drawn? So if I'm throwing up full court shots, it's just a video game. They're going in, but it's just a video game. In my opinion, the term body bump in general just minimizes what's actually happening here. When you slow the footage down, everything you just saw makes sense. You can't tell me that it doesn't. Whether you like it or not, it makes sense. Why would we want people to just be able to dribble into people with no consequence like this? Why would we want that? Now, as we know, 2K's shot contest system is never going to be perfect. And to make up for that, I feel like features like this feature that you guys hate so much that you guys are calling body bumps, is so necessary, because we have to combat great offense with great defense. Somehow we have to do it. I've been saying that before this game came out. A lot of you guys were saying that when we found out we were going to have no RNG. The only way no RNG works, and it's like somewhat of a realistic basketball game, even though I know you guys hate the word realistic, but oh my God, let's talk about that. It's a difference between people who are saying they need realistic elements and people who just want straight realistic sim basketball. A lot of us are not sim basketball heads, but we get treated like sim basketball heads because we talk about stuff like this and say it's necessary in the game because it is realistic. You shouldn't just be able to dribble in front of people and dribble off people with no consequence. That does not mean that I want a simmed out, realistic, boring basketball game. If I did, then I wouldn't even have my play style, bro. Like I pull up from half court. You'll see in some of these clips, like. So if I'm going to be able to pull up from half court, then I expect there to be some sort of defensive combat today. And since 2K shot contest system is not where it needs to be, then why not make the on-ball defense just a little more good? I'll say good, because if I would have said a little more realistic, people are going to trip out. But yeah, I think we really need to slow down these so-called body bumps and see that a lot of them are not body bumps. Body bumps makes it sound like you're running into your defender, getting contact on your dribble, and you're just losing the ball. That's not what's happening here. Most of these steals that I got, you don't even see body contact in them. I mean, don't get me wrong, a couple do, but a lot of them is just me as a defensive player having the perfect amount of separation between the offensive player, and he's literally just dribbling into me, dribbling off my leg. He's not running into me. He's not creating contact. He's simply just trying to do moves with somebody right in front of him. Why should I have to sit and watch somebody spam dribble? And that's the thing. A lot of you guys think you're, what's that dude's name? Steezo. You guys aren't Steezo. So a lot of you guys be doing all this dribbling, and us defenders, we're just standing there waiting for you to contest the shot. It's so much times where I'm playing against somebody, especially when the temp fading was bad in season 1, where it's like, yo, you had about 3 open shots you could have took, but you're so stuck in this play style that you're like, I don't know if it's fun to you guys to just try to play like everybody else or whatever it is. But like, yeah, a lot of you guys are just bad basketball players, and it's going to show inside of a basketball game. I'm sorry to tell you. Whether it's realistic or not, the game's still basketball. As long as there is 2 rims and a ball, it's a basketball game. I haven't seen anybody slow down any footage before me. I haven't seen anybody do any of the stuff to see what's going on these body bumps before getting on the internet or making a YouTube video saying how trash that the patch is. All right, now I'm just getting inside of this 2K community on YouTube, so I'm hearing that Joe Knows is responsible for this patch is what people are saying. And I'm actually baffled that there's a chunk of the community actually riding with this. If you guys think that the 2K devs are actually taking direct advice from streamers, content creators in general, not saying they're not going to take advice or take feedback, but actually taking instant advice and making changes strictly based off of some content creators, you guys sound crazy. I didn't see everything at first. All I saw was a whole bunch of Joe Knows on my timeline, so I was assuming he said something. I just assumed that he was complaining about the patch like a lot of big creators are, but he wasn't. Everything that I've heard from Joe Knows has been solid so far. It sounds like he's all about balance in the game, and that's what I'm all about, balance inside of the game. So this is 2K trying to figure out how to balance their game, bro. Just because they took temp shooting out, I promise you guys, once you guys actually learn to rhythm shoot, all you people who are temp fading, you guys actually have to learn to shoot now. You're going to realize it's not that hard to shoot with the button or the rhythm shooting. We're going to need this balance in the game because shooting is still going to be lights out within the next couple weeks. People are already figuring it out, and this is what I love to see on a game too, bro. Like coming on a game, not seeing the same play style and seeing people have to figure out how they're gonna play. You're gonna see a lot of different play styles now that they took out this 10 fading and now that they added this defense. Everybody's so quick to scream out skill gap until they actually add something that adds a skill gap that makes you have to think a little bit while you're playing the game, bro. Because really, everybody who's actually mad, I don't even see a lot of complaints about temp fade, and that's why I talked about it first. I do see some people complaining how they took out tempo fade and saying the game's boring now. But yeah, whatever with those people. Most people are really just mad at the defense that they actually have to watch where they're dribbling the ball now on a basketball game. Another thing that I like from Joe Knows is that it seems like he's been adamant about just waiting. Just don't do anything. And that's what we saw a lot of in season 1. We got a lot of minor gameplay patches in season 1. I don't even know if we got any. Did we get? I feel like we had one gameplay patch. I can't remember what it is, but they let season 1 rock even when everybody knew what the problem was. So yeah, if you guys want to say that 2K made a big jump, they could have made this patch in the middle of season 1, but they waited till season 2 and they made a decision. I'm a big fan of waiting to do patches on a fresh new season instead of changing the whole game style in the middle of the season, even if the game style is repetitive and trash, just like season 1 was. Let's just call it what it is, bro. So if you ask me, and you'll never really even hear me say this, go back and see how much times I've said this since 2023, 2K23. Mike Wang and the 2K devs executed this perfectly. This may be the greatest game update of all time in game history that I could think of. And I say that in terms of just impact, bro. The play style is different. You can see from this red game, it's way more of a free-flowing game. People trying to figure things out as they should be inside of a video game. Now, the meta stuff is going to come within the next few weeks, but we got to see what that is. Hopefully, it's nothing that's too overpowered, and that's why we have features like the quote-unquote body bump to balance out those metas that people are going to figure out. You guys know people don't sleep on this game. They're going to find something. But it's so important. We want them to find something within the game of basketball, and just more fadeaways inside of a game than regular standstill shots, more fadeaways than layups. I mean, you're going to have games on 2K, and that's where I say, like, bro, the game is arcadish. There's games inside the rec. That's a whole, 25, 30-minute game sometimes, and there's more threes made than twos. Like, I know, like, basketball is where it's at now, but you're not going to see that in the NBA yet. But because it's arcadish, 2K is going to compromise and let us have our fun. Now it's just making sure within that fun, it still feels like a basketball game. And unfortunately, just getting on the game, watching people go right to left around the screen, just standing there, literally somebody just standing in the corner who might not touch the ball all game. There just wasn't anything fun with that. Cutting somebody off, being in the perfect position and still being punished, there's nothing fun about that. Come on, y'all. I know you guys want to do your dribbles, but do your dribbles. Like I said, bro, half the time you guys are dribbling, just do your dribbles from far away. Because if you start your ISO dribbles further away, you're most likely going to make the defender react, which is what you want. And when the defender reacts to whatever move that you're doing at the time, that's when you score the basketball. Whether you're going to blow by them or you take your shot, you get a little space. All you have to do is take 1 or 2 steps back and just not dribble off the defender's foot. That's not a body bump. You're literally just dribbling off somebody's foot. So let's just stop minimizing it with the term body bump. I'm gonna sound like a broken record saying that, but like, we just slowed down the footage, bro. A lot of these are not body bumps. These are people just who are bad at dribbling, making bad decisions. So at the end of this red game I'm playing right here, because I don't know how much you guys are gonna finish watching, but I end the game with 3 turnovers. The point guard that I'm playing against that kept losing the ball in the clips, he ends the game with 4 turnovers. I'm fine with that because, and honestly, I want you guys to listen, because if I get a turnover on screen after I finish talking, I guarantee you I never complained about one of my turnovers that were a so-called body bump, because I could see exactly what I did wrong. Learn to adjust, you guys. To be honest, I've been calling this point guard trash, but he's really not. 4 turnovers is not that bad. This is the first night of the patch. So 3 and 4 turnovers when we're trying to adjust to how something works, that's actually not that bad. Realistically, we probably might have 2 or 3, 1 or 2 in that range. But yeah, you guys. So yeah, my final message to you guys is stop complaining, play the game for a little bit. Let's get a couple weeks. Let's get 2, 3, or even 4 weeks into the season before we start crying for more changes, bro. We just had a big change. We just had one of the biggest game updates. Let's not cry for changes before we even get to see how it plays out, because a lot of you guys are just in panic mode because you lost your one play style that you were good at. You guys, I'm the casual gamer, also known as J Bad Streams, and I'm up out of here. I will say, finish watching this rec game, bro. It was pretty intense. Ended up going to overtime. I think I ended up dropping like 36. So yeah, just some good gameplay. If you guys are into it, I'm gonna leave it in there. I'm up out of here. Shoot that, please. I dare you. That behind the back again, little nigga.
Game, I didn't ask for that.
Plant that shit, nigga. Let's go. Ready, please? You ready? For whatever I'm about to. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's your open time. Should have shot it, bro. Should have shot it. You're terrible. Let's go. I'm going. Hell that little nigga. Yeah, I'm about to do y'all foul right here. No, I hate this game. Don't make me. Terrible, terrible shot. Oh, wow. Yeah. Go to work.
Yeah, should've, yeah. Should've.
take. Trash. You folded, bro. Foul him. Let's go.
There it is. Game. Fuck.
Slowing down.
Yep.
Yep.
Threes on threes.
Shoot it.
B. Ah, we good. Oh. On threes.
Fuck.
Weird.
I'm an idiot. You know, I just do dumb shit.
Out there. I got 18. Somebody watch my white boy. Somebody watch white boy.
I don't know why I'm like
7
this.
seconds.
I don't know why I'm like this. All right.
Nice
Oh. All right.
Oh, I took away your fucking takeover.
We're good.
Shit.
I don't need that shit.
What is it? Oh no, they kept it. You kept it. Oh no, that's him.
Let's go. Set.
You don't have to force it. We just always go OT off her. Fuck it.
Got him. That's game over.
Damn it. I should have hit that.
OT.
Why am I? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I about to clap them. Yeah, I got that. AI bucket. They go corner. I need you, bro. Just be ready to hit these corner threes on the AI. He's gonna get the space every time. As long as I get some motion, we're good. Yep. Like right now. Let's go.
There it is.
Oh, what?
Fuck. Is that who's okay? I was just watching.
Oh.
Popping out.
Ah.
Be ready. Yep. All day.
There it is.
Gonna be there all day. No threes. And I give a three. Let's go. And I give him a fucking three. Fuck, man. Yep, give me the fucking ball, weak ass nigga. I'm not good at the game. Need that, bro. Yes, sir. Trash.
I'm back.
No three. We're good. Good D. Let's go. Go on. And I still do some dumb shit. Alright. That was safer though. Step on that for me. My fault. out of here, bro. Where the fuck I am?